I would now like to call upon the guest judges to the dais. Dr. Kiran Bedi. Dr. Kiran Bedi is the first woman IPS officer and former lieutenant or governor of Puducherry. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Chahat Mishra, Head of International Relations and Strategic Development for Woxsen University. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Aditi Saxena, Dean, School of Arts and Design. Now we have Dr. Shanta Tautam, Innovation Evangelist and former CIO of Telangana. And finally, we have Dr. Shilata Anamanan, Dean of School of Law.
Like a beacon in the night, women in leadership illuminate the path, break barriers, and shatter glass ceilings with unwavering resolve.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and the audience present here today, welcome to the commencement of FutureYou Talks, which is a special edition featuring Dr. Kiran Bedi here at Woxsen University. Dr. Kiran Bedi is the first woman IPS officer and former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry.
My name is Vaishnavi, and together with Mars, we will have the privilege of guiding you through today's event. We are honored to have with us distinguished speakers and guests who will share their insights and experiences with us.
Woxsen University's Future Talks serves as a dynamic forum that brings us together accomplished professionals, distinguished experts, and visionary thought leaders, where the realms of international relations and leadership converge. Through riveting talks, we imbue participants with invaluable insights, cultivating an unparalleled learning experience, guided by industry luminaries who share the knowledge, experience, and visions for the future.
In today's leadership landscape, women rising to positions of influence are symbols of resilience and determination. Breaking barriers and shattering glass ceilings, they confront biases and societal norms to forge their paths to success. Their unwavering commitment challenges traditional notions of leadership, highlighting the transformative power of diversity. To address this, Woxsen University has taken the initiative of recognizing and celebrating invaluable contributions of women leaders in shaping a more inclusive and equitable future through this special edition event.
Once again, welcome to the FutureYou Talks, and we hope you have a memorable and insightful experience today. As we gather to commence our event, we honor tradition with lighting of the lamp, symbolizing enlightenment and auspicious beginnings. Following this solemn ritual, we come together for a group picture, a visual representation of our collective pursuit of knowledge, unity, and growth in the journey ahead. We now request the judges to light the lamp. thank you for gracing us with your presence and inaugurating the event. We will now be displaying a video introducing Woxsen University.
Imagine a university that doesn't just educate, it empowers, where your potential transcends borders and your impact transforms communities. Welcome to Woxsen University, in the heart of the vibrant Hyderabad, where we are bringing India to the world. Break down barriers in Hyderabad's international learning environment. Collaborate with students from over 30 countries. Gain global perspectives from your faculty members and prepare for a career without borders. Experience the unique blend of Indian culture and global exposure that Hyderabad offers. Of course, your education extends beyond the classroom in Hyderabad. We believe in empowering communities, and our social impact programs put you at the heart of change, making a real difference and tackling local challenges while contributing to Hyderabad's sustainable development. Unleash your entrepreneurial spirit in Hyderabad.
And now we will have a video highlighting the visit of the former Prime Minister of Belgium, Yves Leterme, during his presence at Woxsen University.
I felt privileged to visit Woxsen University. Woxsen University, with its splendid infrastructure, really cutting edge, allowing so many young people to benefit from world-class education delivered by a very dedicated corps of professors, lecturers, the staff, the leadership also. So this was really a very interesting day also to deep dive into the future of India, a nation of the future, a vibrant engine, future engine of the world's economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Mr. Chahat Mishra, the head of International Relations and Strategic Development at Woxsen University. Mr. Chahat Mishra is an expert in lifestyle coaching, international relations, leadership development, and business assessments. He was also awarded the Young Achievers Award 2020 to 2021 by the Indian Achievers Forum. Today, Mr. Mishra stands before us as a beacon of inspiration and knowledge. His insights and experiences are sure to enlighten and motivate us all. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chahat Mishra to the dais.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Do you feel the energy in the hall? Yes or no? Right? I believe this is a momentous occasion in the history of Woxsen University today. And all of us are witnessing a history in the making. And we are very, very proud and honored to welcome our chief guest of the evening, Dr. Kiran Bedi, former Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, the first women IPS officer, recipient of the Magsaysay Award, and if I were to keep on narrating about her accomplishments, I think time that we have in our hand would also be less. So we are very happy to welcome Dr. Kiran Bedi, and ma'am, thank you so much for accepting our kind invitation today. As I think the round of applause needs to be more thunderous one. This is incredible. Incredible this is. We were at the airport yesterday, and the moment Dr. Kiran Bedi stepped out of the arrivals, trust me, I was myself not believing that this is a dream come true for someone who has seen and has been following her journey as a role model for not just myself, but I think millions of Indians who's, in fact, I just told her that she is someone who is for all ages. She is not someone who is for the youth or who's someone who's been there in certain time period. But I think all of us can easily connect to Dr. Bedi's legacy, what she has written in the history of the country. Besides being a prolific police officer and having etched history as the first women IPS officer, the country feels proud. And not just that, after having served in the society selflessly towards, improving the status of the marginalized communities, I think that is also something which we must be inspired with and need to take back home as a takeaway post today's session. I'm sure today's talk, what Dr. Bedi has for us, will also tell us more about what she has done through not just her work personally, but also officially through the 2 foundations that she has founded. And this year, both the foundations are celebrating 40 years of its anniversary. The India Vision Foundation and the Navjyoti India Foundation. We would love to hear more about that during our fireside chat. And I urge each one of you today, please be patient enough. We have a very interesting and a riveting fireside chat waiting for you, where we will cover not just her personal life, her illustrious career, but I think we will also be inspired with some of the stories which Dr. Bedi has, been prepared with for sharing with us today. For example, it takes a lot of courage to tow away the car of the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi when she was serving as a police officer. We will hear more about that during the fireside chat today. But having said that, let me once again welcome very warmly Dr. Kiran Bedi to Woxsen University. Madam, we are a university that is just 10 years old, but I'm sure when during the course of your visit, which has been since yesterday and today as well, you will feel the energy from not just our faculty and staff, but also our students. And many of them have been represented here from not just management, but also design, architecture, liberal arts and humanities, law and sciences. So that is the 7 schools today that Woxsen comprises of. In just 10 years time span, Woxsen climbed up to be amongst the top 150 universities in the world as per the QS rankings, especially for our business master programs. The university at the business side is EFMD accredited. We are undergoing international accreditations and rankings for all the schools. The School of Technology, for instance, has also started an international accreditation. And all the schools, by the very nature of the spirit of internationalization, research, the quality of ethics, responsibility, and sustainability, which is instilled in every school, I think we will be happy to show you some of the work that we have done. In fact, as part of the today's schedule, you must have seen we will also be inviting few of our guardian angels. We call them our guardian angels, our women security who has been guarding Woxsen University all this while 24/7. So we will be felicitating them as part of this occasion as well. Madam will also be getting to hear some of the stories from some of the students from our nearby community with whom we have done some of the projects on ERS front. And one of them will also be sharing their experience on the impact that the university has been able to create, not just in their lives, but also in the community around. So, without further ado, let me once again welcome Dr. Kiran, and the name Kiran itself stands for Ray of Light. And today, with that ray of light, let us start our day, and we thank each one of you for your presence and for making time. And with that, I'd like to pass it on to the MCs.
Thank you, Mr. Chahat Mishra. Dr. Kiran Bedi is truly one for all ages. She is a beacon of inspiration and an icon for her selfless and inspiring commitments. We warmly welcome Dr. Kiran Bedi.
Next, we have the privilege of hearing from Dr. Raul V. Rodriguez, the Vice President of Woxsen University. Dr. Rodriguez is a visionary in education and leadership, nominated for the Forbes 30 Under 30 Europe 2020 list and recognized as a leader in the Europe India 40 Under 40 list. He is also an expert in artificial intelligence, intelligent systems, and multi-agent systems, acknowledged by the European Commission. Dr. Rodriguez represents India in the Principles for Responsible Management Education I5 Expert Pedagogy Group, highlighting his commitment to advancing education globally. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Raul V. Rodriguez to the dais.
A very good morning. A bit of energy. Good morning, please. Welcome, Dr. Bedi, to Woxsen University. And first and foremost, to keep it brief, spotlight is not mine, spotlight should be only hers. A bit of relating to the work that she has done in her career and what we believe at Woxsen, besides what Mr. Misra has mentioned earlier. We substantially focus on women community and try to strive to the most. Some of the official facts are out of 7 schools, 3 of our schools are led by women. Apart from that, our student community pool has a 50-50 ratio of male and female gender. At the same time, if you observe our security across the campus, it's mostly women, which we aim to strive further. But that is on the official facts. Now the reality outside, which is the rural areas, as Dr. Bedi tried to impact the prison system back in the day, as well as during her tenure, we, of course, cannot impact the prison system directly. We don't have a reach at the moment, but however, we can impact our community, which we tend to do as much as possible. If you have observed, all of you have come to campus very frequently. I don't know how many of you has gone to the other side, towards the Mumbai area. You may have observed that we are surrounded by a rural community, which is quite extensive, thousands of people. Now, have you realized that most of them are employed at the university? And more importantly, have you noticed that we organize the Woxsen Elevate program once a year for almost 4 months, where we train an average of 600 to 800 children every weekend. And that is pro bono. The faculty and the students volunteer to do it. And those children are then thankful and they grow up and progressively they believe that there is something better for them in life than what has been given to them. It's a very heartwarming element, especially when you are in academia and we are a university, so consequently our main objective and duty is to give back to society in all forms possible, which I think directly links to Dr. Bedi's work, of course in a different context. We also focus substantially in that multidisciplinary environment. Instead of putting people in a box, trying to frame them into a particular category, that's why you may have seen the kind of sports infrastructure and other facilities we are aiming to build in. We are not a sports university. We don't even have a sports degree, for that matter. But we want to believe that teamwork and that leadership capabilities from each individual in the university can be brought about from that sports community as well, which is immaterial and unfortunately not as nurtured in India as other countries. So if we can collaborate to the government of India and India at large, especially because now the Olympics are coming up, we would like to do so. And once again, before I move on to letting, I think Dr. Bedi will take the stage next. Once again, I reiterate, the entire rural communities surrounding the campus, we aim to do as much as possible for them, not just because of them uplifting, but as you can see, the students, they're all pretty well-to-do financially. They all come from very good backgrounds. None of them has really struggled that much in life financially. Otherwise, they're over here. Hence, it's our duty to make sure that they also understand the reality of the world and that not everyone is equally privileged. And we also have to collaborate in that ecosystem. And it's not just Indian students. There are also international students who go and volunteer in the rural areas by themselves. And their mindset changes completely. So that effort, which may not come in media, may not come on social media, may not be publicized, it's really what we aim to be more about every day. And in this same classroom, till last week, there were 4 weekends from the rural community being taught for almost 4 months. So that is the kind of environment that Woxsen aimed to bring about. And we really look forward to learning from you and the changes you've made. So once again, thank you for being here. And since the energy at this time in the morning does not seem to be as prominent, maybe they are lacking caffeine, let me then again reiterate, please give a big round of applause to Dr. Bedi.
Thank you, Dr. Ron. It is quite heartwarming how Woxsen University stands for the women community. It is quite uplifting how our university not just uplifts our lives, but also the ones around us. Our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Kiran Bedi, needs no introduction. She is a trailblazer who broke barriers as the first woman to join the Indian Police Service. As the 24th Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, she served with distinction and represented the United Nations in peacekeeping operations. Dr. Bedi holds a PhD from IIT Delhi and is a prolific author with her latest book, Fearless Governance, translated into multiple languages.
Dr. Kiran Bedi is an Asian tennis champion, a recipient of the Magsaysay Award, which is Asia's Nobel Peace Prize, and has a biopic, Yes, Madam, Sir. Depicting her life, Dr. Kiran Bedi is the founder of Navjyoti and India Vision Foundation, dedicated to serving the underprivileged for over 3 decades. She has been recognized as India's most trusted and admired woman and runs the YouTube channel Demonstrative Learning, offering educational programs and interviews. Now we'll play a video demonstrating that.
It truly is an honor to have you here, Dr. Kiran Bedi, the keynote speaker for the event today, centering around women in leadership, breaking barriers and glass ceilings. I would now request all of you to rise and give a huge round of applause for Dr. Kiran Bedi.
I can't believe all this happened in my life. But I also feel life is so short. Every time I see that, I feel like howling. Thank God I haven't done this at the moment for you. Saluting the Chancellor, Mr. Praveen Pula, who I will look forward to meeting over the lunch. Vice Chancellor, Dr. Krishna Chalam, thank you for your presence today, and thank you for inviting me to this very, very prestigious university. In this part of the world, one day to become a worldwide university. Vice President Dr. Raul Rodriguez, thank you so much for your kind words and your presence. Mr. Chahat Mishra, the head of the International Relations, due to whom I'm here today. His briefing and his persuasion and persistence made me come all the distance. And it is truly a distance, I can tell you that. The airport to this, I never imagined. It's another township, a new district. Dr. Shanta Thutum, what an honor meeting you today. She's the former CIO of Telangana government. I look forward to getting a documentation of your innovations. All the amazing number of deans you have, lots of deans present here on joining me right now, even on the stage, members of the faculty, and very valued students. We have a fireside chat following up on which Chahat is going to do a lot of interrogation. Let's see who scores, who becomes a victim or not. But Chahat has done a lot of homework in fireside chat. He's researched me left, right, and center. So you'll get him very soon. But meanwhile, so therefore, I'm not going to make this opening keynote long because he's done a lot of homework, and maybe in the fireside chat, lots of your questions would get answered. But I have the following 3 things to share with you as I thought for you. And I also want to thank all you students and Chahat the most, and his team of young students who worked with me last night, giving me a late night tour. So I've seen university by night, how it's lit, how you were playing, your sports infrastructure, the greenery, amazing rooms for everything possible, barring a few I'll share with you. Barring a few have an ideas for this university, because I too would like to see this coming as #1 in the world one day. Why not? When you have the best, then why would we not be the best? So 10 years is just perfect. You're still in primary school, but you have to go to the second level faster, and we need to fast forward. And I do know that Mr. Pula has the capacity to make it fast forward the way it's done. I've never seen buildings come up so fast in university just 10 years, what you've done so far. So it is a miracle by itself. But we can achieve the next miracle, where we can fast forward. How do we make it right to the top of the world? My questions, so since I've sensed you yesterday, these are the thoughts which came to my mind after the night visit. So what is it that could be relevant? Few things I could share with you. #1, I want to think about these few things and take them along. #1, each one of you to be the West. Object is, now each one of you will be the ambassador of Woxsen. ambassador of Woxsen. You are the communicators, who you stand for, where you're coming from. You will be the ambassadors of Woxsen. Now, how you perform yourself around the world, because you're going to go all over the world and in this country. Today, remember, earlier jobs went to the country where there were jobs. Now the country is coming where the people are. So people went to where the jobs were, and now jobs are coming where the people are. And you are those. Jobs will come to you, or you will go to the jobs, but now it's an intermingling. Who goes where, it's a choice to be made. But remember, each one of you will become the visible ambassadors of this university. So I would say, expect more from yourselves. Whatever you expect from yourselves, number one takeaway for you to take home for you, as was said, what are the things you may take away? So I'm giving you a few takeaways. If you could make a mental note, and there are not many. So if you could keep a mental note, you will take this to the number one, for which now we must all aspire and dream. One, expect more from yourselves. This is something exactly what I did as a young woman. When I joined the Indian Police Service, I expected more from myself. While my parents expected from me, I expected more from myself. Now the question is, when do I sit down to expect? It's a daily homework. It's a daily work. See, if you cross, there were sports, there were academics in my life, there was authorship, and there was work. It was expecting 4 or 5 times more of myself. That is what. Expecting more of yourselves. So whatever you expect, think about, said, what more can I expect? And that more, when it comes together, will propel this academic institution to the world-class number one in demand. 2, when you do that, back yourself with amazing, perseverant, relentless effort. Nothing comes without relentless effort. Now, where is that relentless effort going to come from? Again, you need to explore. Relentless effort in what you're aspiring to, when you're expecting from yourself. 3rd is integrate personal good to larger good. You're being initiated into your personal good to a larger good, but that's very tiny at the moment. It's a very tiny introduction to what you're doing for the larger good. It's very tiny. You have your universe. The world is your universe. Remember, you're not going to be restricted to smaller jobs, but whatever is your personal good, rise above for larger good. And with climate changes coming in, challenges coming in, and you will be either above it or be victims of it. So none of us are getting educated to be victims. And see yourself forth, as my 4th opening is, see yourself as instruments of God. You're not here by your own hard work, as Mr. Roderick said. You are here by your parents' hard work. You're using your parents' hard work to add hard work to it. But at the moment, you're here by divine design, because you didn't choose your parents. And parents have chosen you to educate you. Therefore, integrate, see yourself as instruments of higher good, divinity, divine design. Second aspect of my quick answer is, you are all working for happiness in life. There are my 4 mantras is to how do you stay happy? Because in the result, all that you will be working on is finally in the day to be happy and healthy. So what is those 4 things which I want you to take along to stay happy? It's a 4G, not a 5G, 4G. Now 4G is number 1, every day getting out of comfort zone. Every day find out what is it that I can add more for my to get out of comfort zone. Second is the guru within. Identify the guru within. There's an external guru and there's an internal guru. I do believe each one of us has an internal guru. When we quietly sit down and listen to our inner voice, there's the inner voice is the inner guru. So when you start doing these things out of comfort zone, guru within to be listened to, and third, most important, is gratitude all your life, because you'll all be haves. You will be all haves moving to have nots. So you will all have And in that have you have, remain grateful. And in the having twining is giving. Now remember, you will all be wealthy. Exactly what your chancellor has done. He is wealthy and he's given back to society. And he is the happiest man, I'm sure, on this, because he got out of his comfort zone. He got out of his comfort zone, and then what did he do? He listened to his own inner guru. Inner guru or external guru, he may be having many gurus who blessed him so much. That's why he's done so much. He's achieved so much. And third is gratitude. And this is gratitude. And this is giving. See, these are, so you can follow your own chancellor's mantra of how do you stay happy. Because you need to be the chancellor's kind. And now about the women in opportunities. I believe you wanted me to focus also on women, but I decided to give something generic which belongs to all. And now about the women. Number one, to my mind, real change will come when powerful women are less of an exception. So how do you multiply? How do you create your own constituencies? You are no more to be an exception. That is the reason which takes me out of a comfort zone every day, is to no more be an exception. And the good news is that when I joined the service in 1975 and came to the police academy, I was the only girl and a batch of boys of 80 plus. Today, 1/3 of the batch are women. 1/3 in 1960. So this is the difference which is made. And that National Police Academy, my friends, is here in Hyderabad itself. That's what brings me to Hyderabad pretty often. And then you remain exceptional, but become exceptional. So while you spread excellence, you also remain excellent. And then continue to remain, share excellence. Third is, excellence, remember, is not a skill, but as an attitude. So if you live this as an attitude, not just as a skill, but as an attitude in all that you do, then that will also keep you happy, as I said. Fourth, behind every successful woman is herself. That's tough. Is herself. Is herself. But also, now let's say that, also her family who trusted her. Not necessarily the society, but the family who trusted her. Society is coming around. Society is coming around, but it's the trust of the family. Now, a few cautions for the woman to not get compromised. What are the 4 challenges which women will face and they need to be careful with? 4 few challenges which will come in the way of her excellence. Number 1. Is her marriage. You might say, oh, that's great. No. All marriages are not right. All choices are not right. So making a very good, careful choice, marriage will mar you or make you. So be very careful where you are. Is it to mar yourself or make yourself? If it is marring yourself, say goodbye. But if it makes you, build that relationship to the best of the ability. So marriage is optional, not compulsory. It's not mandatory. It's optional. It is optional for a lifelong companion as a friend. Secondly, what will challenge you a lot is your maternity. Choosing to be going on maternities. That basically means choosing motherhood. It will change you dramatically. It will challenge every woman. So marriage is fine, but it's an option that you can handle. But how do you handle motherhood? If you're choosing to be a mother, because then the next child is looking up to you to now give your life to him or her. When a woman becomes a mother, she lives another life as well. And sometimes more that life than her own. So these are very important decisions. That means there is a need for preparation for motherhood. That's what I'm looking for. It's not that not to choose to be a mother. Just as I say, be careful in marriage choices, be careful in planning for motherhood. Third is mothering, I talked about. So it's motherhood and it's mothering. And do you know what? Another thing which will change you hugely, you women in leadership, because you're all leaders already. You don't need to be skilled. You're doing management and business. So what are the qualities you need to have? I don't need to tell you. But these are things not in the book. I'm only telling you what's in life experience. And do you know another thing which will change you hugely? Your mothers-in-law. If your mothers-in-law are your mothers, you are flying high. But if your mothers-in-law is a barrier, then again you have to make very careful choices. So what is the choice you have? Make a mother out of a mother-in-law. Be a daughter rather than a daughter-in-law to her, so that she loves you and that she's an asset to you. So I thought these are two things I could say. Those first two generically, and the second one directed to the women at large. So now we go back to fireside chat. We've saved our time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for sharing your journey with us. Your passion and dedication to empowering women leaders is truly commendable. Can we have a huge round of applause for Dr. Kiran Bedi? I would now like to request the esteemed guests to please take their seats on the sofas to begin the fireside chat. It is now our privilege to present a fireside chat with Dr. Kiran Bedi, hosted by Mr. Chahat Mishra, Head of International Relations and Strategic Development, where we will delve deeper into the theme of women in leadership. Please join us for a captivating discussion on Dr. Bedi's journey, career, and life.
Just let us know when to start. Are we on over there? Sir, are we good to go? At the television shoot over there? Is it good? Fine. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's great to see so many of you once again today for the special edition of the FutureYou Talks. And today we are very privileged to host a special guest, none other than the legend Dr. Kiran Bedi, the first women IPS officer and the 24th Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry. If I were to tell you about Dr. Kiran Bedi, I would be at a loss of words, because what she has accomplished in her career is, I would say, history that India has seen. She has, besides being the first police officer in India, in being a female, most importantly, she has also been influential in bringing up the marginalized communities around India. She has played a pivotal role on that front. She was the winner of the Magsaysay Award. She has also been a winner of the Gallantry Award. The Magsaysay Award is known as Nobel Peace Prize of India. And she has been an author of multiple books. And the legacy is going to continue for years to come. Dr. Bedi, it is our honor to have you with us.
Thank you, Chahat. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Thank you.
So, just to begin this conversation, Dr. Bedi, I have a lot of questions. Of course, these are the questions that I'm sure a lot of our, youngsters, students, faculty, as well as our management attending this, and people who will be viewing this episode later on. I'm sure a lot of their questions will be answered in today's fireside. My first question to you is, what inspired you to pursue a career in law enforcement, especially at a time when it was a male-dominated field? It was difficult, I'm sure, for you as well back then. How did you make it happen? Was there a story that you would like to share along with us?
Yes, I did grow up sensitive to injustice, because I saw the have-nots coming to my father, who happened to be a have. He's the influential member of the Amritsar community where I grew up. And people would approach him for help. And that was for police. It was always help for police. And for police for what? Police do justice. Either arrest or not to arrest. So I said, that means if I were in my papa's place, I would also be able to help them and give them what they immediately needed. So I saw a sense of immediacy in relief and justice in uniform. And I was a very impatient girl. I didn't want to wait for a file order to be approved. I wanted order to be. So I wanted to go into a position where I order and get things done. That's the reason.
Got it. And how was the atmosphere around at your house when you were growing up? And this was the time when I'm sure when you shared your interest to pursue the police service with your family. What was their reaction?
Policing didn't happen overnight. I was a tennis player from the age of 9, and I was NCC cadet at the age. You don't have NCC here. I didn't see it. Why not? You look at it. Yeah, NCC and NSS will naturally bring you something more. So I was an NCC cadet from the age of 14, and then led the parade till the age of 18 before Republic Day parade. You see, it was a grooming. So it's always a continuity. You don't suddenly things happen. For me, it's been a total, consistent continuity towards my destination.
Nice. In fact, I'm sure while you took this decision to pursue the IPS, right, there have been challenges as obstacles coming in from the society, from your friends, family. Not necessarily family, but I'm sure, your extended network of friends and relatives who must have, shared their opinions, while their opinions may not have added on to your final decision. So if you could tell us, did that hinder your decision? Not at all, I'm sure, but what was going on in your mind when the people around you influenced you, perhaps not to take this decision?
You see, because my family was grooming me, knowingly for what? It was not an accident. Like just as your families are grooming you, sending you to the best of the universities for what? So did my family send me to the best of the facilities for what? So my family was like an island. It was like an island in Amritsar, and I loved it because everybody envied it. Hum bhi aise ho sakte. Wish we had also parents like her. Wish we had also mindset, but envy or regret or appreciation. So what was happening in my life was I was being either envied or looked up or ignored or recognized. I think there were all kinds of mindsets. Even my school friends, when they were told, Kiran ye kar rahi hai, bole wo to yahi karegi. So they all knew. So I think you get known as you grow. So I think I was growing up as a champion, and the only one in that part of the city, only part of northern India till I started to compete in Hyderabad and the tier 1 cities in Calcutta, etc. But there were mindsets which were hoping they could also be, but they needed parents like mine. They needed a home like mine. They needed a mindset like mine. They needed a determination like mine. They needed a clarity of vision like mine. They needed to have a dream like mine. Well, these are the ingredients of success.
Absolutely. In fact, I could not agree more. Besides being, I would say, an IPS officer, a very accomplished one, you've also been a fitness enthusiast. You have contributed at the national level, being a tennis champion. You've played at various Asian Games. So if you could also inspire and tell us, our audience today watching this, how do you find your calling? How does one find his own or her own calling?
Is value for myself. I respect myself. I value my time. I do not let an hour go wasted. I have a reason for an hour. I could sleep for an hour, but I have a reason to rest. There is a reason. So I don't let anything slip out of my hands. I feel you can earn money, but you cannot earn time. Always remember. Therefore, I have grown up respecting my time, and time has respected me so far. Fitness is a part of that growth. Because if I don't do fitness, then I don't deserve my food. I have to digest it well to get nutrition out of it. And how will I digest well unless I'm mentally and physically fit?
Absolutely. In fact, I was very moved when I saw your story. In fact, till 2 years back, you've been playing tennis very actively, and it's interesting. More than that, quite inspiring to see that.
So fitness, if you want to stay happy, happiness is linked with fitness. Remember, friends, happiness is linked with fitness. Picking up a game of your life and doing your morning yoga. Because morning yoga will also bring you in alignment with mind and body. So I would propagate for you the message you can get out of my life is how to stay mentally, physically, and spiritually fit. Spirit is very, very vital too. Now, spirituality will come by good reading, where you choose to read and listen to some of the very interesting things around today, whether it's on YouTube or otherwise.
Absolutely. In fact, how do you, convey this message to our students watching this, that perhaps when you wake up in the morning, they find it difficult to sort of engage in meditation? I'm sure it takes a lot to change your routine. People say, for example, if I wake up at 5 or 6, I will wake up at that particular time. It is difficult to wake up at 4 or 3, right? So how does one attune his or her own mind towards achieving that, as well as ensuring that if I want to do meditation tomorrow morning, how do you attune your mind to that?
Meditation basically gives you what? Meditation gives you awareness. Awareness of what's happening in the traffic of your head. What kind of traffic jam do you have in your head? So what is meditation is nothing but self-observation. You can even do self-observation with eyes open. Remember, you can. So if you can reflect for yourself, give yourself some quiet, me time, your time, and then see what's happening. Is it a negativity coming or is it a positivity coming? What's coming in my mind? And then you reduce the traffic. Traffic is coming from 5 senses. You listen, you hear, you touch, you feel, etc. So you are smell. So you are basically shutting your 5 senses. These are called the 5 doors, as Lord Krishna said. The 5 doors of perception, observation. If you shut them for a while and just go within, it's the Guru within. Remember the happiness where I told you the second G is Guru? So Guru, comfort zone is also sometimes, meditation is not comfort. Meditation is very, wish you want to do something. But if you can't do for a long time there, doesn't matter. If you keep your eyes aware of what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're doing, what you're touching, what you're eating, it's high. That means I use the word self-policing. Self-police your own traffic of your own mind. Once you start policing the traffic of your own mind, what's going on, because that's not visible. What's coming in your mind is visible only to you, not to your parents. You can feign, but your eyes will reflect what's going wrong. If you're unhappy, your eyes are not happy, your face is not happy. But if you're happy, because the mind is a reflection, face is a reflection index of your mind itself. It's a full index. So I would say, don't worry if you're not, if you're not sitting and meditating. But if you are aware of whatever you're doing, why you're doing, where is it going, who are you doing with, what did you see, what did you hear, it's like awareness. General, you will become a better self-guided person.
Absolutely. In fact, we have a message from what she said. Self-police the traffic of your mind. So can we have a big round of applause for something that we're definitely taking back home today from this fireside.
And you don't need a uniform for that.
Yes, absolutely. There's another interesting episode from your life, Dr. Bedi. And I'm sure today everyone would love to know about that you're visiting us and you're here live in front of us. You wear the badge of Kiran Bedi. How many of you know that she's worn the badge of Kiran Bedi? Because she was very widely known for getting the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's car towed. And that gives us some of the lessons of traffic management, being the police officer and serving as the police officer. So maybe we get to know from you, Dr. Bedi, on something about this. I mean, how did you manage to do this? And I'm sure it's just you who can do it.
Oh, the car you see is Prime Minister's car. That was Prime Minister's car, which was given a traffic ticket.
Wow.
Because the driver refused to listen to my officer, who said, this is wrong parking place, take it away. He said, don't you know whose car it is? He says, whose? It doesn't matter to me. He says, Prime Minister's car. He says, here's the ticket, give me the fine. He did not get. The point is, where did he get this decision, clarity from? Because there was a clarity in my department as DCP Traffic that you will not wrongly challan anybody. I do not want any statistics Then I got 100 challans, madam, I got 150, here's a reward. I said, you come back with 0 challan. Send people home comfortably, because people should be law-abiding. So encourage traffic obedience, discipline, rather than fear of prosecution. But the second portion was B. That was A. B was, but if anybody dares you and challenges you, that who are you? Then let them know who you are. And third is that whoever it be, that's the policy of the department. And I'm standing by you. When I was a young DCP traffic, less than 30 years old. So I said, that's a policy. Whoever it be. Fourth, whatever be the consequences, we'll bear them. But we will do what is right thing to do for that time. That is where the cranes came. Cranes came by a rickshaw puller. What happened? When somebody said, ये तो Prime Minister की गाड़ी हट रही है, ये कौन कर रहा है? तो रिक्शा वाला कह रहा है, वो Kiran Bedi है यहाँ कोई. That is how the word, because he couldn't say Kiran, he said crane. And that's how it spread like wildfire.
Absolutely. I think that got the headlines across the country for quite some time, and in fact till today a lot of our people, especially the youths, may not be aware, and from this episode we've got some lessons on traffic management, that irrespective of whichever situation you may be in, with whoever you may be with, you will still follow protocol. You will still follow what is the right thing to do at that very moment. And I think that's what you said, Dr. Bedi.
Thank you, sir.
And another question is perhaps...
And that's what we are being groomed for. If education does not make us courageous to do this, then please read your books. Re-understand your lectures. These education should make you wholesomely courageous, wholesomely self-reliant. This is what my education, it made me wholesomely, and my upbringing in the house, it made me wholesomely courageous. That's it. You couldn't find chinks around. There's no buts and offs. That's it. Then what are the consequences? We'll take the consequences when they come. But at the moment, this is what I'm trained to do, and this is what needs to be done. It's the right thing to do. That's what education is for. Of course, it's not foolishly risky. I'm not drowning myself into a running ocean and without a savior. No, it's a calculated. It's a law, and that I had the confidence I can defend it. It's not reckless behavior. I'm nowhere encouraging reckless behavior. I'm looking at responsible sense of duty.
Absolutely. I'm sure the message has gone to our audience today. Another interesting episode is from your career where you did meditation program inside the jail for a lot of prisoners, and you impacted 1,000+ prisoners during their career, during their life, while they were in the jail, especially in Tihar jail. So maybe if you could tell us, what is the lesson that we can learn from this, and how did you impact these prisoners?
That's innovation. What happened was that when I was Inspector General Prisons during a time, and I had 10,000 prisoners. All of them were mentally disturbed. And crime does not come by hand, comes with the direct dictate of the mind. Now, where do I change their mind? Because I am there not to just hold them as a human go down. I'm here as a reformatory. What is the purpose of my? It's very, very important, young men and women, get the message right. You will get many, many assignments. First thing to ask yourself is, why am I here? What brings me here? And what is it that I will leave behind? When I got this assignment, nobody told me that you are going for a reformatory. It does not have the word reformatory in the prison manual at all. It was a British-made manual at that time, and the word reform is not written in that manual, because Britishers did not want reform. They wanted only a human go down, to hold people back and punish them, hit them hard, so that they understand what British rule is. So I inherited that British manual. And then these are the people. They thought, here I am coming here as a policewoman who will hit them hard, teach them lessons of their life. No. I asked myself, what am I here for? Am I here for hitting them hard so that they hit back when they go and say, okay, we'll take revenge? Or am I here to make them realize that hitting hasn't worked? Hitting has punished them, and that they must know, stop hitting. So how do I get them to stop hitting? I ask my own self. So this is a self-inquiry. So when you are at jobs, ask a self-inquiry. What am I here for? I think this is what your vice chancellors and your founders, and what is the money for? What is excess wealth for? What is my extra influence for? Larger good. See that? I told you rise above from personal good to larger good. So what did I do? I got out of my comfort zone every day. Whatever I've told you is exactly applicable. Got out of comfort zone, wore tennis sneakers, wore this kind of a suit, not wear a uniform, walk the prison every day. I used to walk my prison, 10,000 prisoners every day. I got to see 2,000 particularly every day. And when I saw them very disturbed, and I started to ask my own self, what is the purpose? How do I achieve that? You see, the moment the why is clear, the how follows. And the how started to follow is change their mind, work on their mind. So I created a culture of education inside the prison. All 10,000 went to school inside the prison with used school books. There was a regular class from 9 to 11. Everybody, prisoners, class from literacy learning to language learning at foreigners, etc. The point is, but the main was creating a climate of harmony, love for education and learning, from learning to the mind. So I took them to meditation program, then when their ground was ready. Just as you are 10 years ready and now ready to take off, similarly I set the ground for a year and a half to clean up the system, make it healthier, prepare them for accepting new ideas, and then I brought in the Vipassana meditation. And that is how it was a 10-day silent retreat where they all went to the Guru within. They went inside and started to reflect, and a lot of them cried after this 10 days, total silence, and changed themselves. And said, then they would, you all don't understand Hindi? 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 They said, I said, the slogan was, yahan se jayenge, wapas nahi aayenge. Wapas nahi aayenge. That is what happened. And they did not come back. Now you might just say, ma'am, did you do research that how many did not come back? I did research. I'm an evidence-based officer. So I used to walk around and I used to ask these friends, अरे तुम्हारे friends वापस नहीं आए? तुम कहते थे मेरा friend चला गया, मेरा दोस्त चला गया, जिसने मेरे साथ चोरी की या उसने मेरे ये किया, मैं वो वापस चला गया. तो मैंने कहा अब नहीं रोते? नहीं मैम अब रोते नहीं. क्यों? मैंने बड़ा अच्छा हुआ, वो चला गया, अब वो सुधर के गया है मैम. अब हम अगर वो आएगा तो उसको कहेंगे बुद्धू, उसको पीटेंगे कि तुम वापस क्यों आए, इतना पढ़ लिख के भी, मेडिटेशन करके भी. So this is how it changed the people's mind, and that is what diving within helped them. That gave them a tool. So when Chahat was talking about self-awareness, that is what self-awareness brought them about. It's not that they kept sitting with their eyes closed. Now they were moving around with their eyes open. What do the hands do? What do mind do? What does my friend say? What is he doing? Do I accept this friendship? So it became awareness, aware about the environment. That's how it changed.
Impressive. I think that deserves a thunderous round of applause. That's an initiative, perhaps, which is one of its kind, and I think it really has been able to transform the lives of so many prisoners, and I'm sure many of them have gone back home thanking you for getting that introduced into the jail.
They're different people. And by the way, some of them are working with my foundation. Many of them released now, because it's a continuing program ever since I didn't stop it. They come back and work with India Vision Foundation. Some of them are running programs inside the prison. So now they're going back to teach them skills. By the way, can you run a film, if you do film shows, show them a film called Doing Time, Doing Vipassana. If you can do an open air film, you will all love this film. World is watching this film called Doing Time, Doing Vipassana. It's made by the two Israeli women who came and filmed this. It's a proper film. It's an internationally awarded film, and it's being shown in the world around in all centers of meditation. Many times, in this film, when you are seeing me as a very small little baby face. So many of them try to recognize, interpolate when I travel overseas. Are you the same face which was in that film doing Vipassana? Those of them who did the Vipassana meditation course. So it's worth trying these programs, encourage that to happen. See this film and encourage people to do these kind of programs. It will help.
Absolutely. I think we need to watch that and see how we can transform ourselves. So a lot of messages that we've taken from what you've said is be courageously wholesome, right? We need to be beyond being self-aware. I think it's not just being self-aware. I think it's also about how do we transform from the personal goal to the larger good in the society. So that is absolutely being resonating with our people here. And the same program that you ran with the police officers in Tihar. So when you run this program with the police officers, what was the experience like?
Okay, I'll tell you, Chahat, what took me to this program for police officers also, as police trainer in Delhi Police, was that many officers who came to police training was not a sought after post. Everybody wants to be in the field. You know, the field of arrest, detection, investigations, VIPs, etc. So when I was a trainer, and then some of these inspectors who came posted as trainers were not qualified trainers. They were just practicing police officers. And then now they're going to be training the next next generation. So I would say, ma'am, हमको ना ये ऐसे अब ना जब से हम आए हैं ट्रेनिंग में, अब हमारे जब दोस्त मिलते हैं तो हम उनको हाथ शेक करते हैं, तो बोलते हैं अच्छा ना आज़ाद सिंह अभी कहाँ पोस्टेड हो? बोले मैडम मैं पुलिस ट्रेनिंग में हूँ। कहते हाथ ही ऐसे करते, हाथ goes down. They don't shake hand. Means they don't care. They don't care. Oh, अगर ऐसे जो होता हाथ जोर से हाथ करा, पता नहीं किसकी, when would you need it? But ever since I said police training, they don't want to shake. They don't have losers. I said, look, I've done this program inside the prisons. How are they not prisoners of their own minds? They're prisoners of their own created circumstances. So I then took the program there. I said, now you address your mind, which is negative, which is demeaning its own self, which is disrespecting its own, doesn't understand its own value, and get to know yourself. So I led this parade. This is where I'm sitting. So I didn't tell them, you do the difficult thing. I sat with them and did this 10-day program of silence. They also became different people. Over a period when I was into airports, and I would find a smiling police officer. I said, तुम खुश लगते हो? Ma'am, मैंने Vipassana meditation किया. So the smiling officers were smiling still within. So it left a positive seed in them. It of course nurture. Every seed needs a nurturance and needs a gardener. Because there are a lot of mites to eat you. But this is the point of mine. So make them aware that it's you who's thinking that the hand is shaking. It's your hand which has actually slipped.
Absolutely. In fact, when we look at your style of policing, very compassionate, very empathetic, and a responsible policing is what you promoted. So maybe if you could tell us, your experience after you won the Max SA award, but if we take a step back to understand what led you to achieve the Max SA award, it is just to share with everyone, it is the Nobel Peace Award in India. And she received that not for having the encounters done, but I think the idea was to promote that sense of giving back and responsible, empathetic, very compassionate level of policing. So maybe Dr. Bedi, if you could share some thoughts on that.
This award did not come for shooting down terrorists. This award came for crime prevention, empathetic policing, appreciative policing, team building, connecting with people, responsive policing, accessible policing, and over a period. Max SA award doesn't come to you with 2 years' work or last 1 year. They go back and research you from the beginning and see whether there's a consistency of a behavior, there's a consistency of mindset. What they found was a problem-solving policing, creative policing, innovative policing. If you want to read a lot, innovative policing, etc., it's the book I Dare. It's all, by the way, translated in Telugu, I think, but it's English as well. The I dare. I have a copy for the Vice Chancellor. So so when they traced this back and they linked it with the policing and the prisons as well, that's how this award came for crime prevention, not crime detection. And that's my belief is prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely. I think it's the power to prevent and not the power to detect. So what you focused on, what Dr. Bedi focused on is the power to prevent and not the power to detect. So very, very well done. And I think...
Chahat was awarded, immediately announced that the award now is dedicated to the formation of a second foundation called the India Vision Foundation, which now will continue to work for prison reforms and such like work. And this is how it continues to do till now.
Absolutely. So there are two foundations that you're associated with. One is the, in fact, three, but primarily two that you founded, the India Vision Foundation and the Navjyoti India Foundation. So maybe if you could tell us, what led you to, start these foundations? What did you see in the society that moved you to start this initiative? And then if you could also tell us top 3 initiatives that you have been working along with them.
1988, this first foundation was Navjyoti India Foundation, which started with drug sellers, drug addicts, drug selling children. When I started schools in their bastis itself, in the colonies itself, where they were selling, because they were not going to school, and the government of the day, because they were not a voting constituency, they were all migrants from nearby states, this government of the state did not open schools, because schools would be, no investments were made. So as a police officer in crime prevention, for me it was not votes, it was prevention. So I started opening small schools. I opened 160 one-class, one-teacher schools, 160 schools, which we call them gully schools. And we transformed the whole colony because every child went to that gully school for 3 hours. Once we enticed them all for 3 hours, now they did not want to go sell drugs for their mother. They said, humko school jana hai, humko school jana hai. So we schooled them in such a way that they got now fond of the teacher to play, sing rhymes and learn. This is how we shifted them from delinquent drug-selling children, burglar little children, now to school. So you might just say where the money came from. Money came from all nearby support system, the corporate, the nearby schools. So I can ask them, the goodwill brought us all these resources. Then, since then, you see, it's 88, now it's 24. It's heading for, the actual work started in 1986. We're literally reaching 4 decades. It's grown, and now we are doing skills development. We are an academy, and thousands of people benefit from these colonies since then. So it started as crime prevention. That's what Max has picked up. 94, I told you about the India Vision, when the award came, and then we start to educate children of prisoners, who were the biggest victims of their parents. And now I run programs for children of prisoners, and these children have also now become, some of them become engineers and teachers and professors, because it's been so old. 2020 started from Pondicherry, when COVID hit us, and now children who were coming to Raj Nivas were connecting and taking classes with us. Now we wanted to use the information technology, and we started a YouTube channel called Demonstrative Learning, which is now 4 years old, and we regularly run it. Several programs every day, parenting programs, children programs, and very good interviewing programs with called Bachi. So that you have to see. But these are the 3. See, but the first 2 became the reason for Max's children programs. So it's all focused on education, skills development, women empowerment. Rural areas is all about women empowerment. We've transformed 70 villages next to, and land was donated by my parents to start the community development center. So 70 villages in water harvesting, in women empowerment, skills development. Many of the women who were widows have now become self-reliant. So these are stories by themselves. It's a long story of 40 years. how can I do justice to it in less than 4 minutes?
Absolutely. I think millions of Indians have been impacted, and this...
Message is, remember, that's what I said, you will all be haves. I was a have. I worked out to the have not, but it went beyond my job. All of you are being educated to go beyond your work and exercise your area of influence, and all of you are going to be wealthy and worthy to do corporate social responsibilities and stretch out to the local needs which you have. So go beyond yourself, personal good to larger good. That's what happened in my life. I kept raising my own self from personal good to larger good. But larger good requires every day getting out of a comfort zone.
Very true. Very true. I think what you've just said resonates with us, because here at Woxsen as well, we have adopted few villages around us, and we have been working on a lot of projects with the, with the minorities. In fact, if you look at the female population, you look at the madarsa, we had a project that we did with the madarsa. We are doing a couple of projects that is there to, train people on entrepreneurship. So people may have an urge to start their own business, but they may not have the financial resources. They may not have the acumen, the business acumen, which our faculty, our staff, our students have been working days and nights, and we've been inviting them to our campus every weekend. In fact, we are ready to join hands with IVF as well as NIF in every capacity. In fact, the initiative on transforming prisoners is something that we would definitely be very keen on, and we would love to work along with you. So that's something which we can definitely announce right away from this forum. Another question is related to social media. You are also a social media influencer. I would call you a social media influencer in today's day and age. It's a big word because there are a lot of influencers, but I think you stand tall amidst all of them, and you are for all the ages. I think people who have been of certain time period, 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, and you look at now 2024 that we are in, even these people who are in the university right now, they are absolutely awed with the kind of persona that you carry and the kind of work that you have done. So how do you carry this badge of honor every single day? It's a pressure, right? I mean, to be able to stand up to the expectations of the society after having accomplished all of that. And how do you still manage your social media, and keep influencing? Do you manage your social media like your LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram by your own?
Now, why should I tell you all my secrets? There are lots of secrets, but at what cost? Okay, the cost is we work together. Means your university and India Vision Foundation work together. That's the cost? Right? Okay, then I'll tell you my secrets. So what could you do for IVF is work for support my education programs for children inside the prisons. That's all. And that is how we change lives. You never know. One child may get admitted here. You never know if it's capable and desirous. So let's work together. That's my price. It's a quid pro quo. Now I'll tell you my secret. My secret is that I don't, my Twitter account is totally in my hands. And I have about more than 12 million followers in that Twitter account. Each post is written by me. But these posts are linked technologically to Facebook straight away, or it's Instagram linked with, or it's a LinkedIn. So they're interlinked. It also goes on my website. So they're interlinked, but occasionally I do take help, but that's not the way. First thing in the morning after I do my morning, whatever I wish to do, is I spend just about 20 minutes posting my thought of the day. And I do a morning nutrition. So every night before, friends, every night, that's a spiritual performance duty I do. I look at the thought of my feet. What my thought at the moment? And I must tell you my thought. Nutrition this morning, I choose a thought of that day. I prepare the thought, I speak over that thought and position it as a morning nutrition. Do you have a phone? Do you have some of you phone? Go to @the Kiran Bedi. Go, if you have a Twitter account, go to @the Kiran Bedi. And I'll tell you what I thought of today.
If you use Twitter, you can log into Twitter right now and open the Kiran Bedi.
I'll show you that. What did I do?
Today's thought of the day. And we are fortunate that we are hearing it live today from Dr. Bedi and not from the social media. Voice.
My only response is that I'm thankful I have a cup. When asked if my cup is half full or half empty, my only response is that I'm thankful I have a cup. This is the way I put up a morning nutrition every day. So I put up this as a good morning nutrition. This is the first thing I do when I get up. It's for me a nutrition, sharing a nutrition. Positive mindset, positive. So this is what I do myself. But I prepare for it the night before. And I choose my thought from the library I have. And it also goes back to my thought feeling of that day. So sometimes I take on a system, so I do this. I do this myself. And it goes to 12 million every morning. But it's positivity. It's not self-aggrandizement. It's sharing positivity, inspiration everywhere. I get joy when I share goodness. I get joy when I share happiness. I share joy when I share inspiration to others, or it does them good, or I share recognition. Friends, this is what I do. So every morning I do. That's what continues to make the following grow. But it wants to more. In fact, sometimes when I don't put this up and it's linked with other handles, the parents saying, where is your morning nutrition? Where is your morning? And what happens? This 12 million, whatever is read, it gets multiplied because people forward it to others. So it goes on to millions. What are you doing? You're spreading very heavy positivity, positive energy. See, now what it says is, when asked if my cup is half full or half empty, my only response is, I'm thankful I have a cup. So many things it's giving in one shot gratitude. What many things I've told you. See, all those thoughts, then you keep grooming. You keep growing with it. You're nutritioning yourself. Before I nutrition you, you're nutritioning yourself. So this is what I do with my Twitter my social media handles. And as I said, it's interlinked.
I think I've been personally waking up to her messages every day, and I'm really enjoying what I see, because she's been very consistently posting on her social media every single day. And trust me, if you follow her on all the social media accounts, you will get that dose every morning when you wake up, and it just pops up on your feed with her voiceover. So there's a quote with a voiceover, and that's what makes it special, and that makes it, more lively, right? So that's really nice. Glad to hear that, and we need more of that in the society now. We need more kindness.
But I value a lot. I must tell you, youngsters, there's so much of value in the social media at the moment. There's plenty to learn from very correct YouTube channels. Plenty to get articles from the handles like Harvard Business Reviews, the MITs of the day. They're very good articles on management, on leadership, on spirituality, on books. You just have to choose. So I choose that, and I keep reading. I keep downloading, build my own library. So for me, this is like my best friend. So I'm not looking only for reels, which is just make it's a lot of fun for the reels, the dogs, the little cats. But that's for a few minutes. You feel you have a great laughter. But social media, if correctly used, you literally have a library in your hands. It's a library it's a cinema, everything with you. Netflix, you can go to a very great documentary. So it's a choice. Social media is a choice. And if you make right choices, you're getting the right nutrition. But if you make bad choices, you're getting addicted and wasting your time. I invest my time. I invest, and it invests into me. I invest my time into it, it invests me back. And that's where I get my ideas. So friends, I think that's a larger message. You have a library, follow the right kind of people, you start getting some of their good posts, and then you can develop them further.
Very true. In fact, when you have such a strong, I would say, career, right? I'm sure there have been a lot of setbacks in your life as well. And the challenges that you've encountered in accomplishing your mission in life. So maybe if you could tell us some of these setbacks that you would like to share along with us and we could learn from.
Shahad, there was a setback. Personally, it was a setback, but it was a larger setback. And setback to who? Setback to the Delhi police. And the setback was a year when I was ready to be the police commissioner of Delhi. I was senior most in the ranks, and I had all 5 outstanding reports. The requirement to be the police commissioner by seniority was these 2. Last 5 reports and your seniority. I was the senior most. And guess what? Somebody who was 2.5 years junior to me was announced at 10 o'clock at night on the television when I was expected to be the police commissioner. The entire force whom I trained, whom I groomed, expecting them to one day, ma'am will come back to lead us. I was denied that police commissionership, and somebody, my 2.5 years junior, who could have waited for another because he had 4.5 years of service. So even if I had done my 2.5 years, he would have got his turn to be a police commissioner. But he was appointed. And that announcement was made at the middle of the night so that people don't get agitated or the force doesn't get agitated. And I saw it on the television. I half anticipated that they would overlook me because the position I was before that, they were finding me not acquiescing to certain irregular directions. So the person at the helm, I would not blame the whole system, the few individuals at that right position, the powerful position which was to appoint me, were not the right mindsets. They were not looking at larger good. They were looking at personal good, personal needs rather than the larger need. And they denied me that. So that was a setback when I was one day had to be accompanied. Now, if I had been the police commissioner of Delhi, I would have had the whole force rallied around me because I'd groomed the force. I'd worked with them. I trained them. And then we would have led on to some very good policing crime prevention strategies, something which Raymond Magsaysay had lauded. But so be it. But that was a setback for Delhi police. But what did I do with it? That's a message for you people to take. I looked at my valuable time years ahead, and I decided that I'm not going to hang on to the Director General of position, which I have at the moment. Instead, I will throw off the trappings of the car, the house, and others. I will now create my own life afresh. And friends, I started my life afresh by taking a voluntary retirement, rescuing my valuable age and time, and instead threw myself open to see what comes. And guess what came? Siddharth Basu knocked at my door, who is a very famous producer of Kaun Banega Crorepati, and he said, Kiran, now that you're free, can you do a citizens court with us, a program called Aapki Kachari? For 4 years, I ran that live program of citizens court, Aapki Kachari, which was educating people on domestic violence, etc. That was a household television entry into that. So from being police commissionership, I became now a TV star. And I think that has benefited because that actually permeated me into households, particularly families who were looking at these kinds of answers. So see, that is because I dared to take a decision saying something not right has happened, but I don't need to have the wrong continue the wrong with me. I chose, and my family's support was tremendous. So I had no house of my own at that time, I didn't have a car of my own. Daddy had a car. I didn't have a car of my own, neither a house. But we had a farmhouse, and we decided we'd go on the farmhouse, which we donated to make a rural project. So we decided to get out of Delhi and go and live in a farmhouse and live through Papa's car. And that's what we were planning. Papa's car and farmland, and we go and get out of Delhi. And what happened? Art Ki Kacheri came with a lot of honorarium to the amount I could buy a car and I could buy a house. So imagine, it came with all the security and all the privileges. So that's how it happens. Sometimes it's like considered part of the divinity. As I said last time, be part of, there is something good in everything. But think good.
Very true. I think what we can learn from your story is, I would say, nothing short of a Bollywood movie, which has all its ups and downs, and at the same time has been able to inspire, and we have a message clear given to the people of India that you need to not just think about building yourself, building your institution, building your company, building your empire. It's about how do you contribute and make an impact in the community. And that is something which, as you rightly said, is going to stay for long, right? So if you could also tell us some of the accomplishments that you have been personally very proud of, maybe just one or two. Of course, you have a lot of accomplishments in your life, but just one or two that personally is very close to you and will also be remembered as part of your legacy.
Pondicherry will be a legacy. My work as Lieutenant Governor in Pondicherry will remain a legacy. And the book has been written exactly for the purpose. I did the longest tenure in Pondicherry. And I was appointed by one day overnight by the Prime Minister calling me saying, can you go and work in Pondicherry? I had no experience of that kind of administration. I had experience of being leader of individual organizations. But as a whole, everybody in it. See, you have a Pondicherry right there. And I must tell you, when I took the oath here, guess what I did? I found out by a survey that the bureaucrats and the politicians by Puducherrians were not being trusted. And that they were not being accountable. And that they were all spread out. They were never working together. I checked out with the survey. In my announcement speech, I started by saying, look, I offer you my trust, I offer you my empowerment, and I offer you my accountability. I will trust you, you be trustworthy. I will empower you, you empower yourself by working amongst yourself and working with me. And number two, I'll be accountable for every decision. So I started my lieutenant governorship by this T mantra called trust, empowerment, and accountability. I had no administrative experience of the kind of the scale which Pondicherry had. But believe me, see, as I told you, when the purpose is declared, the how starts coming. The why. Why am I there? I'm there to offer trust, empower, and then be accountable. What happened? What is the legacy behind in Pondicherry? Where's my book? Show you my book. This is the book which will be a legacy for all times. Fearless Governance. This is the book, friends. I brought it for your library. This is a book which explains the challenges I received and how we overcame one by one. Only because I was trustworthy. People trusted me in whatever I was saying. I was empowering them by coming to the Lieutenant Governor's office and openly sharing with me their grievance addresses. And we were addressing them one by one, resolving their problems. And that the way financial accountability came. We saved crores and crores of rupees from going down the drain. People saw it. The biggest result and evidence of that, friends, you'll be surprised to hear. By the time I left Pondicherry, all the politicians of the day who were not in alignment with the clean government all lost their election. All of them. Nobody got re-elected. They, on their own, thinking they got elected, they got defeated for the reason that the way they had behaved with the governor's office. But despite all adversity, this book talks about the adversities also, challenges and adversities, those people were silently recognizing them and voted them out. So when people are watching good governance, let me tell you, when elections happen, they may speak nothing, but when they go to vote, they vote them out. It's what gets the votes, the votes, is genuine, trustworthy performance. So if you ask me, what is my book, please?
That's Fearless Governance being presented to the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Krishna Chalam.
This book is downloadable from my website. You don't have to pay anything. Just go to my website, kiranbedi.com, and just download it and read it. This book has been written to be read and learned from. Therefore, please enjoy reading the book. And if you have anything to say, get back to me on kiranbedi.com. There's a contact page through my website itself. Send me a message, I'll get it on my email account, and you'll get a response. I respond to every email I get. So download the book, read the book, and then share your views with me. This is my legacy. I think I'm proudest of it. Because from child to the oldest has participated in the governance there. How did they do it? It's all in the book.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Bedi. I think this book is something which everyone present in the room would like to have a copy of perhaps. So we will definitely be, getting a copy very soon, all of us, and wanting to get to understand how did you run a fearless governance for real. I think that is something which all of us are very interested to know about. Looking ahead, what are you most excited about in the next chapter of your life? What are the things that you have in mind? What are the things that you want to still accomplish and that is still yet to be done?
Well, there's a team of people who come together, well-wishers, who have picked up all my documentation of these 40 years, starting from the age of 9 when I won the championships, till now, and putting a documentary together. So that documentary is likely to be released, if it's getting ready, which is in the works, on 9th of June, when I complete my 75 years. So that will be released.
Will it be available on Netflix or any of the OTT platform, or how do we get to see that?
I don't know that yet. But once the film is ready, and it will be shown on my 75th birthday, that's 9th of June. What the group of friends decide to do, I don't know. I've not clarified that. But you'll get to know about this. Maybe I'll make sure that this group sends a copy to you.
Absolutely. We'll be happy to do a screening of your film here.
Wonderful. Super. I would love to see that it's screened, and you will love this. A lot of things will get answered there. And then more visually, because you see evidence of starting from the age of 9 onwards. So those pictures which you can't see otherwise, it's all part of the documentary. You'll see my mother speaking in it. You see my dad speaking in it. You see my sisters speaking in it, etc. So you'll see the family coming in, and you'll see many police officers speaking in it. So there are a lot of visuals which have been retrieved from television channels.
And will we have a chapter of Woxsen in that?
Well, if you take it to the number 1 level.
I think the onus is on all of us.
You have to take it to the number 1 level.
The onus is on all of us to make this happen together as a team. to get Woxsen as the #1 university, not just in India, but I think in the
because
top
you see, when you go
50.
#1, I'll go with you. Because as an Indian, we all go. I'm waiting for that. Indian university, private university, at the top of the world. I am at the top of the world. Every Indian is at the top of the world.
Absolutely, ma'am. Really, we'll make that happen very soon. And with that, we've come to the end of section 1 of the entire conversation. But now the segment 2 is the rapid fire round with none other than Kiran Bedi. So, Dr. Bedi, are you ready for that?
I'll try. As I told you,
Is the audience ready for that? Right? So we'll keep, Dr. Bedi, the responses have to be very brief and perhaps just in one word or a single sentence, but you can keep it as much as you resonate well with that particular thought. The first question coming in front of Dr. Bedi is, what's the best piece of advice that you have ever got in your life?
that advice is a part of the documentary film, so I didn't need to recall. Because I think that was a question asked even in my documentary. Was given by my father. And he said, Kiran, remember, life is like a ladder. You either go up or you come down. So every day I feel I'm on a ladder. Am I going up or am I going down? Which means spiritually, physically, mentally. So coming to Woxsen has been going up. So that's
big round of applause, everyone. Awesome. One thing that you would hope to see a change or an improvement in India's future.
This one I'm talking about right now, this future. This future, where universities, why are we going out to study? Why should others come in here? Why shouldn't? This is what I would like to see. And we got it all right. We just have to dream and believe that we can do it. This is what I'd like to see.
Very true. In fact, you know, there are three levels that we believe in. One, of course, there used to be India for India. Then came the world for India. So we used to get professors and, you know, the students from Harvard and MIT come into India and study here as part of exchange, for example, exchange programs, faculties coming on research. But I think we have also seen India for the world, and there has to be a different lens of looking at it, where we take our students, our faculty, our kind of education to the world. I think Indian education needs to be celebrated, and that is something which I think needs a change, and that's what you also said.
Education has to be now truly global, Chad. I think we need to create world citizens now. Global citizens which speak of peace and harmony.
Collaboration.
Correct. Not competition, but collaboration. I think we need to create students in leadership within who are collaborators of tomorrow, not competitors of tomorrow. Working together is what is the need of the hour.
The next question for you, Dr. Bedi, is what is that one thing that is still there on your bucket list?
Documentary is now on my bucket list.
Okay.
And following it up by the same team, now they're also looking for a feature film.
Wow. We are now looking forward to that.
So two things are on the bucket list, because you think they're going to let me go, they're going to involve me hugely in asking more and more about this feature film.
Awesome.
So a documentary will be followed probably by a feature film.
We are looking forward to that, Dr. Bedi. One item you always carry with you while you're traveling?
A handkerchief and my iPhone.
I can vouch for that, because yesterday while we were traveling all the way from the airport to the campus, and this question is also linked to the social media question that we discussed. She was, I mean, of course, the conversations that we've had while we were in the car, beyond that, while she was looking at her phone, she was very actively going through the tweets on Twitter, and what is it that is trending, and also the kind of tweets that she has made in the last couple of days. We were having discussions on that. So trust me, in fact, there was a recent post being made by one of the journalists. I would not want to name them, but perhaps that is something that, you know, she's loved to do. And one thing that she's definitely carried with her is a phone with an active network package and being posted actively on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And she makes her own posts. Trust me, the question, the same question which all of you had, I had the same, that whether it's the team that is doing the posting for her or it's Kiran Bedi. But I saw for myself, saw it for real that it's Kiran Bedi doing the posting. So thank you for answering that. If you could revive one Indian tradition or custom, what would that be?
Joint families.
And the harmony. And the
Loving
peace.
joint families is the strength to each other. Today, we need to come back to build houses in such a way that there's space for our elders and yet they are together. They're there. They're there for their grandchildren. And that the working women have mothers-in-law as mothers with them. And aging parents also have their sons and daughters with them or grandchildren. I would love to see reversal of all architecture to be building joint family house and not old age homes.
Very true. I think that deserves a big round of applause. You know, it's not about building old age homes. It's about building your own family, right? And being a pillar of strength to each other, being a pillar in times of difficulty. That's when we need each other the most, and we need to support beyond family as well, is what the message has been from today's chat. What is the most cherished place that is there in your mind because that you've already visited that place in India? Or perhaps you would like to visit because of the image that it has, the image that place has?
I don't have one cherished place, but if somebody asks me this question, which is your best place for a holiday, I can answer.
Sure.
My home. Truly.
People find holiday outside of their home, but you find holiday inside of your
At
home.
home, where I've got everything in the right place. Everything in the right place, and the right cook to give me the right food at the right time, according to my mood. See, it's so perfect. So where can I have this perfection anywhere else?
Absolutely. And what do you look forward to? So the moment you come from work and you enter your house, what is the first thing that you look forward to?
My bed. I love my bed. It's so comfortable, I can do everything on it. I do bed yoga also on the bed.
Yeah.
You know, have you heard of yoga bed? Bed yoga? Perfect exercises on yoga bed. So you can sleep on the side and put aside your blanket and now do bed yoga. I did it this morning also.
In fact, something interesting that I would like to share from our yesterday's dinner conversation. I asked her that, what time do you wake up? Because people say that you need to wake up at 5. You need to be a 5 a.m. club, right? So 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Do you really follow that? She says, I do not punish my body. I can wake up at 5 or 6 or 7. It depends on what my body was going through the last day. And I will not punish my body.
Though this is not the best answer. There's a very good answer for a 5 a.m. clubs and 6 a.m. clubs. They have their own value. If you can do that, nothing like it. Nothing like this. But I just do what suits me. You have to answer yours. So I don't copycat. I listen, I read, but I do what it's best for me.
Great. And what is your way to celebrate achievements, whether be it a big achievement or a small achievement? How do you celebrate it?
Never overeating. Just the right stuff to eat. Nothing overeat. Exercise, have fun, but not overeat. So I don't overdo. For me, celebration is a lot of music. Music, eating moderately, exercise, go cycling together, walking together is a lot of joy for me. But, and go to bed in time, no late nights.
Awesome. And the next question is, one word that describes Kiran Bedi. I'm sure there are many, but one word that you feel describes you perfectly.
One who misses her mommy daddy.
One word.
Mama daddy. Okay, mama. I want my mama. I'm still that child who's looking for the mother.
Great. I think we are all, people who definitely crave for our mamas and daddies whenever we go back. And I think a lot of our students, right? So this is a residential campus, Dr. Bedi, as you know. So our students are away from their families and they do miss their families. So any message that you have for these kids while they're away from their families?
All of you should have a shared dream. Shared dream will become very good energy. All of you have one dream. We have to take Indian universities to the top of the world. A stage when others from outside India want to come here. Rather than we go to the US or we go to Canada, we come back here. We stay here and study. So rather than we going out, they come here. And we provide the world the best of the education, toleration, harmony, and collaboration. Because this is what the world is needing today. And also a lot of giving and gratitude. So we need to be raising our leadership to be very big givers because the world needs a narrowing of the haves and the have-nots.
Very true. In fact, that is not just one message, that is having several messages from what you just said. As India moves to becoming a Viksit Bharat very soon, by 2047, is what the Prime Minister says, that India would become a Viksit Bharat. What is your opinion of India as one word that you would like to share, India becoming in the next few years, just one word?
A sense of responsibility, where every youth, every person, before they look at rights, they look at their responsibilities. Imagine if every one of us start fulfilling our responsibilities, we're respecting your rights. And if I'm saying a rights, then it's me, myself. But if it's responsibilities, it's you, yourself, you. So it's I work with you, not I work with me. So from me, we go to you, and you becomes us.
Absolutely. In fact, what you also mentioned just a while back, trust, empowerment, and accountability. Three mantras that all of us need to be taking back home today is the TEA mantra. And last but not the least is one word for Woxsen University.
Number one, very soon, sooner or later, number one who will take India to the top of the world, where they'll say, can we be recommended? And we need not have so expensive. It could be reasonable. Otherwise, it's so expensive for outside. Here, number one, I think that's the word, the number one university in the future, in the near future. It all depends how soon. It's a question of soon. How soon? 3 years, 5 years? But there has to be limit. By such and such year, we have to be right at the top, where people should be looking to come and teach here and study here. That means you open your branches around the world. That means Woxsen goes all over the world, and not others. So Woxsen, that means even Woxsen in the Western world is there for our students. India, not otherwise.
We will do that. In fact, we will, as a team, work towards it.
You have all the credentials for it. We only have to dream similar. How can we do it? That means every day ask ourselves, how can I be doing better? How can I teach better? How can I learn better? How can I express better? How can I perform better? How can I invest better so that brings credit to Woxsen?
Absolutely. Maybe we have another big round of applause for that very strong message that you need to invest, you need to think, you need to also innovate at the same time, and you need to collaborate is also the message that Dr. Bedi has
Somebody asks
given.
you, why are you here? I am here to make this university go international fully. Why are you here? Oh, I'm not here to make a great job and be a CXO. I'm here to make Woxsen. I'm here to take Woxsen to the world.
Very
The
true.
moment you start saying that, your whole purpose and whys and what's change.
True, ma'am. And my last question to you would be,
Thought the earlier one was last.
this is the last and the last one. 3 messages that you would like the world to know from the Woxsen's platform of the Future You Talks.
No, India has arrived. India has it all. I think India has arrived. Come and see. So India has arrived. India has best infrastructure. Come and see and trust it. So but each one has to become the messenger. Each one of us, because we got 4,000 messengers right now. 4,000 messengers spread all over the world. So that should be a common target. That's what it is. Come and see. But they will see you first before they come and see. So if you behave as somebody who's really, you people look up to, and you are an influencer, people will come. So it's a matter of time. We are not saying tomorrow. We are saying in the next 5 years, that could be your 5-year plan.
So India has arrived. Woxsen has arrived.
Yes, absolutely.
And today Dr. Kiran Bedi has arrived.
No, all of you are arriving. You are arriving. You have arrived. You are arriving.
Absolutely. It has been a true honor, Dr. Bedi, to share this fireside chat with you. And I'm sure today the audience who has heard this and who has seen this live will remember each and every ounce of your word that you have spoken. And I'm sure a lot of them will also see this as an episode which will be on YouTube going forward. Thank you to each one of you for your patient listening.
Thank you all for your lots of love given, lots of appreciation, all the applauses you gave. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of the fireside chat. Thank you. We'd invite the MCs to take on the dais. The moment now is going to be historic, so please stay tuned.
Now, that was a very eventful and exhilarating conversation. Thank you, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for sharing your thoughts for today. Moving on, the special event of the day has come. And now, we would like to call upon Mr. Chahat Mishra, Head of International Relations and Strategic Development, to address the conferment award. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chahat Mishra to the dais.
I will just share a few words before the moment arrives. And if you would like to capture it on your phones, you may want to take out your phones and capture this very moment, because it's a special moment in the history of Woxsen. Today, Woxsen University proudly is honoring the legacy of Dr. Kiran Bedi with its award for timeless societal contributions. So we are today conferring on Dr. Kiran Bedi the Woxsen Award for timeless societal contributions for the kind of work that has been done in uplifting mankind, in promoting humanity, and bringing the marginalized communities up the curve. And for that, as a community, we are very grateful to this stalwart present. And I would like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Krishna Chalam, on the dais. I would also request Dean School of Design, Dr. Aditi Saxena, Dean School of Law, Dr. Srilata, as well as our chief guest, Dr. Kiran Bedi, to please join us on the dais. And I would now request the MCs to present the award.
Where India deserves to go, and you will take India along. And each one of us also deserve to go. We waited so long. We've waited so long. So far, we've only lost Indians to the other countries to go. Now we need Indians to retain here and bring others back for larger good of humanity. Thank you very much.
We also have a memento of honor for your presence today. So, this is a memento of honor for Dr. Bedi's presence today. Thank you. No, but thank you. No, I think we had our students' love and affection that has won you this award, and the entire committee who selected you for this category of timeless societal contributions, and you were shortlisted. So, thank you. And with that, I would also request the Vice Chancellor to felicitate Dr. Bedi with a shawl. Dr. Bedi. Request Dr. Srilata to felicitate with a shawl, with a Woxsen shawl. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for your thoughtful words. Your tireless efforts serve as a beacon for many, and we are grateful for your commitment to building a better future.
Moving on to the next segment of our event, we would like to shift gears and recognize a remarkable group within our community. We will now have a special session to felicitate Woxsen's guardian angels, our dedicated women security guards who play a crucial role in ensuring the safety and security of our campus. Their unwavering commitment to safety and security deserves our deepest appreciation. We request Dr. Kiran Bedi onto the stage to begin with felicitating our guardian angels. Firstly, I would like to call upon Priyanka Devi Garu.
Now, we would request all of the Woxsen guardian angels to come on dive to have a group picture to commemorate the moment. We would like to call upon P. Vinuda.
आप सब प्लीज इधर आ जाइए, हम एक ग्रुप फोटो ले रहे हैं. We have one left, 4 more. So just add.
We would also like to call upon P. Vinoda Garu, P. Saubhagya Garu, Jyoti Lakshmi Garu, and K. Manjula Garu.
On behalf of the Center of Excellence in Diversity, Equity and Inclusion and their collaboration with Telangana Model School and Government Junior College, Mumbai, we are honored to present a token of appreciation made by Jahangir and Ahmed, both second-year intermediate students, to Dr. Kiran Bedi for her inspiring leadership and commitment to education.
You should open it.
Gracias. We also request everyone to please join us. Over here.
Next, we would like to call upon Archana, a grade 8 student from Telangana Model School, who is grateful for this opportunity and would like to share her experiences in a token of appreciation to her role model, Dr. Kiran Bedi.
She's going to share her experience of the project she's done with us.
That makes sense. Hello everyone, a very good morning to all who are present here. Myself Archana from grade 8 of Municipal Model School. I am here to share a few words about Kiran Bedi ma'am. First of all, I would like to tell you about my goal. Actually, my goal is to become a doctor. After seeing my brother's hard work, I thought that as a boy he is only not doing. As a girl, can I do this? I thought that no, I can't do this because I am a girl. After listening to the biography of Kiran Bedi ma'am, I was really felt very happy and I realized that a woman can do anything as men. Now I would like to tell about Kiran Bedi ma'am. Ma'am was born on 9th June 1949. Ma'am took active part in her national cadet crop in her schooling days. Ma'am was the most famous international actress. Ma'am completed her master's degree political science Chandigarh in Punjab. Ma'am was the first female IPS officer and I was really very happy to see ma'am today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Tell us the project that they have done. Share a few words.
డాంగుల్ తీసుకురా వస్తుందా లైవ్ చెక్ చేస్తున్నావా డాంగుల్ తీసుకురా
Ready?
Dr. Aditi Saxena, the Dean, School of Design and Arts, has prepared a token of appreciation for Dr. Kiran Bedi alongside the Design School team. We would now like to invite Dr. Aditi Saxena alongside Chahat Mishra, Head of International Relations and Strategic Development, alongside Professor Sri Raghavi, to elaborate on this token of appreciation.
Would you like to share a few words, Professor Shiraghi?
foundation. And the first brand that School of Arts and Design has launched, J-Cord, a product from that. And the book is just again made at our fashion lab.
The first campus-born sustainable lifestyle brand. In entire India, I think the Woxsen School of Arts and Design, the first time prepared a campus-born product, and it launched on 27th April from King Rose. And it's an honor for me to hand over one of the product to ma'am on the behalf of my students and my faculty members.
Now we would like to call upon Dr. Shanta Cotton, Innovation Evangelist and former CIO of Telangana, to share her thoughts and insights on the importance of the event and her experience.
Thank you so much to all the dignitaries. Good afternoon, and really good to see Manji visiting us and inspiring all the future of this country and the world for sure. I was kind of doing a quick conversation with Manji, and I was kind of talking about the future in talks and what government of Telangana has been doing for the future of the state, the tier 2 and tier 3 youth especially, and the innovation, the initiatives that we are spearheading to promote the culture of innovation across the 33 districts of Telangana. So, great amount of work that we have done, the vision that we have set for ourselves, and especially our former IT minister, was having an innovator from every household. The tagline was Intinta Innovator. And Intinta means Hargarme Innovator. So that's how we started, and we have done great amount of work to scout and recognize innovators who are solving grassroots level problems. And I completely go with your thoughts and how you have created a niche for yourself, and every citizen, every student of this country needs to create a niche for themselves, because technology is like, overwhelming number of technologies are emerging, and we have to keep up with the pace of these technologies. We have to adopt them. We have to ensure India has the potential, and we have to ensure India is on the global map. We are already heading in that direction. As you rightly said, the reverse brain drain is happening. Even I was in US for 15 years, and after pursuing my PhD, I said I go back because the state was newly formed. I said like, how can I contribute? Like, how can I give back to the state of Telangana? I'm from Telangana too. So it's been phenomenal 7.5 years of my journey in Telangana. I have seen how the state has been very progressive and how to give back, serve the state. So the reverse trade train is happening. A lot of people are looking at Telangana and India. Come back to our, our country and give back to our country. So very soon, as you said, very soon, a lot of students will be looking at our universities, our schools, our colleges to come back and learn from our institutions. Why I'm saying this is, whenever we talk about our innovation activities, I heard a lot of my NRI friends they felt like this is like good amount of work has been done in Telangana or in India, but we have to do enough number of outreach activities for at least our NRIs to look at our country and send their own kids back to India. This is a lot of practical work happening, and we being Bharat, we have a lot of grassroots level challenges, and for sure the kids from overseas can come and solve these grassroots level challenges too. There are quite a number of opportunities, and I'm always like being an optimist. Think we have the powers, and as Mamji rightly said, we have to ensure everybody looks at us. Everybody sees, India has that potential when it comes to innovation, development, welfare, and whatnot. Right? So, by the government of Telangana in the past 10 years, we have moved everything in the right direction, and we ensured, we followed always the 3I mantra, the innovation, infrastructure, and inclusive growth, and we have achieved good number of results. Very progressive state, and everybody started looking at Telangana, and as our IT Minister K here says, whatever we do in Telangana today, India follows tomorrow. So, it's a humbling feeling that I could give back to the state in the last 7.5 years, learn a lot from this emerging ecosystem, and it's a blessing. And as we all look at you, look up to you also, because you are the future of the country, and you should carve a niche for yourself and contribute back to the country. That is the key. And be a job provider, not a job seeker. There are a lot of opportunities for you to back, because we are creating the ecosystem for you, and the opportunities are there. It's about the timing that you have to kind of spend time for yourself to understand what is your calling and what kind of opportunity you have to bag and grow and establish industries. It could be startups, it could be MSMEs and whatnot. So the sky is the limit for you all. And having said that, thank you so much for this opportunity. I always love to spend time with of my life so far, master's, PhD, so the learning should be continuous for sure, and I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much, Kiran Bedi, for this opportunity, and it's very kind of you to be here with us. And I'm sure I'm going to share the coffee table book of our 101 innovations, the grassroots innovations that I started before I left my CIO role. So I'm sure that you will love many of them. And I'll keep in touch with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to very much thank you for accepting our invitation. In fact, Dr. Shanta has always been a call away for us. We have worked very closely with the government of Telangana on a couple of initiatives. In fact, the moment we were having this discussion that we have Dr. Kiran Bedi coming to Woxsen, and definitely you should be there as part of the guest profile that we are looking to welcome. And the very next moment she said a yes, and I would not miss this opportunity, and I think we really thank you. Maybe we will have a token of appreciation for you, and we'll call the Vice Chancellor and perhaps Dr. Bedi as well to join us on the dais.
Now, finally, we conclude with a vote of thanks by Mr. Chad Mishra, Head of International Relations and Strategic Development, expressing our gratitude to all our speakers, guests, and the audience for making this event a success.
Right, thank you very much. I would like to first and foremost officially thank Dr. Kiran Bedi for her gracious presence, and this day has been quite special for us, and we will remember this day for years and years to come. I would also like to thank our guests, Dr. Shanta, our guest from the US Consulate, and our deans and directors, Vice Chancellor, the Vice President, all our faculty and staff who's been very kind enough to attend this special event, our students, most importantly, the media that has been taking note of the proceedings of this session. And with that, we'd like to officially close the Future You Talk special edition today. And maybe we request each one of you who's present in the hall to come and join us for a group picture. By the way, after this, we are now, once we have the group picture, we will all move to the law block. In the first floor, we have the inauguration of the Kiran Bedi Hall. So just after this, we will proceed to the law block. I'd like to thank the IR team and the team of executives, volunteers for their relentless work that has been put up in bringing up this good show. Especially thank my team that has been working days and nights to make this happen. All of us, can you please join us for a group picture?
The idea, as approved by the management and the committee, to dedicate a space, a hall, which is in honor of yourself. And therefore, the hall will now be known as the Kiran Bedi Hall.
Oh my God.
And this will stay for years to come. So students coming in and studying in this classroom will very passionately say that they have studied at the Kiran Bedi Hall. It's actually fantastic.
So don't make it KB Hall. We can call it No, don't call it KBH. Anyway, that's very, very nice, very generous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All yours. Very, very, you all worked so hard. Cannot thank you enough. Did I really deserve all this? I don't know. Thank you so much.
Too kind. Too kind.
Firstly, I'm happy to have this in the law.
Yes. Vice Chancellor. Faculty, the law faculties, please join us. All the law faculties. Please.
Okay, great. Let me sit in my hall. Okay, then I want to go back and study. There we go. Can you please admit me for LLM now?
I don't will answer that.
We'll admit you for LLB in the condition that you take classes for LLB.
Because I did LLB long ago. Right. Must have forgotten it.
So maybe you can share the plans of the School of Law with her.
Sure, absolutely.
No, I can come and teach Domestic Violence Act.
Please.
It's
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Would you like to join us now? This is an offer for you.
Yeah, this is
Would you like to
an offer.
join us as an emeritus professor for the School of Law?
Willingly, now that you allow me.
Yes.
So this is your first emeritus professor.
Thank you so
for the
much
School
for
of Law.
that.
I will come and teach Domestic Violence Act.
Please.
Because I run a family counseling center where all these issues come.
Yeah. We have two professors over here who are very specialized in that laws, Professor Amol and Professor Aditi.
So I can teach that one act very well. I can even teach these peace proceedings of the criminal proceedings. The 107, 188, 160. My favorite. Because that's where I do so much to mediate peace proceedings.
I think our students are blessed.
వీడియో బయట ఎక్కడ
We can also work on a project for domestic violence victims. We are working on ERS project with domestic violence. Professor Amol is taking up.
We can teach, we can link it with practical works. Yes. Because I'm running the center for the last 40 years, part of Dr. India College.
You see the female power in the school.
Yes. So once in a year, we come back and teach, take a session on Domestic Violence Act.
Please. We plan it that way.
Sure. You will initiate the
Once in a year, maybe a capsule of 2 days.
Sure.
And a discussion. And as a teacher, I don't teach. I make students learn. So I say, पढ़ के आना, मैं पूछूंगी. मैं पढ़ के तुम पढ़ के आना, मैं पूछूंगी. मैं यहाँ बैठूंगी तो मुझे पढ़ाओगे.
I think this equation works out and students will be more happy.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
so
much for
much.
accepting
Thank you so
this.
much. It's a pleasure.
मूव कोर्ट भी दिखाते हैं ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे. So we just recently launched our own move court for the School of Law. Yeah, one picture of Madam with the
ఆఫర్ లాంచ్ బయట